So, halfway through the year, officially, in the sense of 6 months have passed. It is now July. What are we reading, people? What are we reading? Okay. I've decided this month that I'm going to attempt to read more diverse books, or should I said, I attempt to read more diversely. Now, I do, just standardly anyway, but I found myself falling into the happy medium of what I know will deliver. So I am, constantly going back to dark romance, or I'm, picking up SJM, So I need to delve more into more diverse reads to try and find my new BIPOC, Indigenous, all of the above and below and around love, basically. For those of you that may have watched my Children of Anguish and Anarchy video, I was really disappointed with that book because I was so, I guess, emotionally and culturally invested in it. And I'm trying to find something that is going to fill that hole that has been scraped out of my heart. So without further ado, these are the books I'm going to try and get through in July of this year. So first up, I'm going to be reading Beasts of Prey by Ayana Gray. I followed Ayana for a long while now, and I initially got the first book in this series in a Fairy Loot box. It was like sometimes you get a second book as a paperback. I then found the kind of sprayed edged version in Waterstones, which I picked up, and I do actually have all three books of the trilogy on my shelf. I just haven't got round to them. Now, on the back, where I was a bit hesitant to start it, is that on the back it said it's for fans of Ember in the Ashes, Shadow and Bone, and the Gilded Ones. And I really disliked the Gilded Ones. I liked Shadow and Bone well enough. And Ember in the Ashes, I loved book 1 and 2. Book 3, really didn't love book 4. So that's why I've just been, tittering in the middle of whether or not I think I'm gonna love this. But I have supported her by buying all three books, so I definitely want to support and get some reviews out there. And hopefully this is a good one, because I just, for those who may have seen my Children of Anguish and Anarchy review, there is this kind of gaping hole in my heart for a Black-led fantasy that I really, really, really want to love. So I'm hoping that something in this pile or later piles will do that, and perhaps it is this one. So Beasts of Prey, Ayana Gray is on the list. Next up, we have Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim. Now, I have been slacking in terms of my Asian-inspired fantasy. There has been so much in the last couple of months, year and a bit. So much. Immortal Longing, Shanghai Immortal, The Poppy, Jade Fire Gold, and I've not got round to any of them. And I think that's part of the fear in that there is so much. I've been inundated with so much of it. Which one is going to be the good one? And Spin the Dawn is a lot older than a few of the books I've just mentioned, and it's been on my shelf. So I thought, okay, let me dive into this, because for some bizarre reason, I won't say bizarre, I'm a hoarder, I'm a book hoarder. I have this duology, and I also have her Six Crimson Cranes trilogy. Like, they're on my shelf. I have this woman's entire catalogue, and I don't know why. Like, I've read none of them. So I need to start. And apparently Six Crimson Cranes is in the same world as this. So that's a good enough place to start. It's like, you don't have to have read this, but you'll be familiar, if you have read it. So I thought I'd go with that, as in starting from the first one, because I want all the information I can get, basically. I love the cover. I love the idea of it. A magical dressmaker who has to disguise herself as a boy in order to make dresses. Yeah. It's giving Mulan, as a lot of them do, because, you draw from your cultural experiences. But I will say that is one of the things that has been like, okay, do I really need to read this? So in order to prove myself wrong or right, I'm finally gonna get to. Next up, we have The Blood Trials by N.E. Davenport. Again, have the duology, have both books of this, second one being The Blood Gift. Have both of these on my shelf. I got the Illumicrate sprayed edged versions, and they are gorgeous, and they're in this lovely B size format. I love B size. It's like they're small books, they're baby books. I love them so much. It's looking sci-fi, fantasy, but black. It's giving. I will not break or fall in what comes next. I am proud of who I am. I mean, that's a strong one. That's a strong one. So I've not tried to read up too much about it. I like going in blind. And again, been on my shelf forever. So The Blood Trials, N.E. Davenport. I haven't heard the best things, but as we all know, books are all subjective. So what might be someone's yuck might be my yum. I'm hoping it's this because these books are so pretty. So fucking pretty. So yes, this is next up. Then, as part of my CB read-alongs, so Charlie and Beck's read-alongs, I'll put the information at the bottom. We are also reading, I say also because I didn't mention that the other book we're reading is Spin the Dawn. The next book we're reading is The Curse of Saints by Kate Dramis or Dramis. I'm really upset because I actually missed the Fairy Loot sale for the sequel of this book. And as much as I've not read this yet, I am a hoarder. Therefore, I have to have the sequel in case I love it. So I'm in two minds. I want to hate this. And and that sounds terrible, but I want to hate this so that my missing out on the sequel will not matter. Okay. But outside of that, it could be a good one because I mean, have you seen this book? Like, rose gold on the gray. Come on, guys. You got that monoline art in there. Come on, guys. Beautiful, beautiful book. So if anybody has The Curse of Sins up for grabs, throw it my way is all I'm saying. Lastly, we have Heir of Fire. Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas, which has been on my Goodreads, currently reading for about 59 years. I keep getting sidetracked by other things simply because I've read it before, so obviously it's not a priority. But I've also been sidetracked by Irish Mafia Smut, so there's been a lot of dicks being thrown at me, okay? A lot of dicks, a lot of smut, and it's been a really good time. It's been a really good time, but I do need to get back and finish Heir of Fire. I love it. It is obviously one of my favorites because Rowan is introduced and all that good stuff, but I've never been a super fan of the witch plotline. It's good. It's, you know, I understand everything about it in hindsight, but even so, it's a bit dry for me. So it always takes me a lot longer to read this book than the others, but we're going to get through it, okay? Outside of that, that's everything that I'm going to attempt to get through this month, okay? Outside of that, make sure you subscribe to my newsletter for updates on all of those kind of readings and books like that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. What else? I think that's about it. But let me know what you're going to be reading. Let me know if you're going to be reading any of these books. Let me know if you'd like to buddy read. I always love reading with people. I put it on my Instagram usually when I'm starting a book, so that will let you know what's going on. But feel free to message me and let me know in the comments any thoughts on any of these books, actually. Should I be scared? Should I be prepared? What's up? Let me know. Okay, good stuff. Happy reading. See you later, people. Bye.